All right, so when we talk about handheld lights, there's a lot of things too that I want to make sure I do. I want to make sure that I can search with it, right? Because this is a searching light when we're dealing at work, right? So even if I'm here, right, and let's just say my weapon light goes down, at least I have some type of illumination, right? So at work, I have this gun light and then my trusty don't trip, step on dog poo light, right? Um, and I use this a lot too for searching cars if I'm looking underneath seats or whatnot, you know, and then I can put it right back in my pocket. It's always there and it's always on what side of my body. Yeah. So if I have to draw, I can draw with that. Same thing with this light where it's staged on my body is right here on my vest. So I can draw, do what I got to do. I can still utilize this and I never have to switch hands. So placement is ideal with these. So a couple techniques, right, that I can utilize if I have to shoot with a flashlight. The first one that I like to talk about is basically the Harry's, where I'm going the back of hand to back of hand, right? So I'm marrying up here. Don't do this. This is bad because what's going to happen? Yep, go underneath. I'm going back of hand to back of hand. I can still search, I can still shoot, and I'm going to be at one-handed grip here, right? I don't really like this a lot because I feel like I'm restricted and I have to bring the gun really far back to do this, all right? So back of hand, I utilize that tail cap. I can search, I can do whatever I need to do. I can see my sights and I'm illuminating what I need to see. Does this need to be exactly on the target? No, I just need to make sure I see it. So even at this technique, and my sights are where they are, right? Is that on the target? My sights are, but where's the flashlight? Yeah, it works, right? It illuminates what I need it to do. So that's the Harry's. Another technique I like to talk about is basically it's called a neck index. So basically, I drive it up here, and wherever I'm looking, right, this is that same point where I can drive the gun up. I can shoot from this location, but what else is this doing now for me? Huh? It's doing what to the iron sights if I got them, right? How do you shoot with iron sights? What do you need to shoot with iron sights? It either have to be like a nighttime one with tritium in them, or you need to see your iron sights to see how much of if they're lined up, right? So if I'm at this position, if I have iron sights, does it not do that? Yeah. And wherever I look, I'm getting some backsplash on the gun itself, and I can do this technique. I like this of where I look, but it's still not my favorite. Um, so that's neck index. So basically, just right here and just on my shoulder. They do this a lot with the big flashlights. They put them on their shoulder. It's that same principle. Okay. The last one that I like the best is basically the FBI. It's just somewhere up in this area, right? High. It doesn't really matter up and over, but I just like to do this, right? Because now I can turn this, I can do whatever I need to do. And now I'm more natural here with my grip for that strong handed, one handed shooting. All right. So that's the three techniques that I like to go over. Another one, too, based off of the cap, people talk about is they'll actually marry up underneath. And if you have a different switch, you can utilize basically the fatty part of your hand to squeeze, right? And I can do this technique here, right? I almost get two hands on the gun, but it's not ideal. Okay. But that's really specific to the light. They make some attachments that go over like the back of it to make it so you can grab and squeeze the light like that into that fatty part. I'm not a big fan of those. A lot of these are strong hand only, right? So what trigger manipulation am I probably going to have to utilize to get them inside of that target? Smash? Probably not. Probably that wall verify and prep, or if you're really good, based on the distance, you might get away with that locomotive, right? But it's definitely not going to be a smash, okay? So think about those different trigger manipulations along with what your grip is doing. We're taking away this hand, so with my grip, it's all based off of finger, the pinky pressure, and what your thumb's doing, how much thumb you're putting into the side of the gun, right? When we talk about that one-handed stuff. So first of all, just draw your gun and just get in those positions. So everybody just figure out and see a comfortable Harry's position. You don't have to shoot. Back of hand to the back of the hand. We're not shooting. Yep. It's awkward, isn't it? Think about this. This doesn't have to be on the target. It just has to be, I don't care if it's like way down here, as long as you can see the target, you still got to look at the gun, right? So that's Harry's back of hand to back of hand. Let's go neck index, neck index. Basically, I go right to my jaw almost, right? And where my head's looking, that neck index. It's also illuminating the back of the gun. Those that have iron sights, it's going to help you with that a little bit as well, right? And then last one's going to be that FBI, so it's up and over. You're extending that high. They came up with this one because, hey, they're going to look at the light and shoot at the light, so that's why we're holding it way up over your head. I like this one, though, to get up and around obstacles, too, right? And I can maneuver that light wherever I need it to be, all right? Cool? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say search. So everybody's just going to be searching with their flashlights downrange. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to give you the technique, and then you're going to hear the buzzer. Get in that technique once you hear the buzzer safely, and give me 2 rounds in the center of that target. So everybody start searching. Search. All right, we're going to go Harry's. Harry's, stand by. Give me 2 rounds. Cool. Scan and then holster up for me. All right. Search. Neck index. Neck index. Cool. Search. FBI. FBI. Yeah, so think about this one is I want to get it up as high as I possibly can is what they wanted to do, right? And I can search this way. It's not really like here because this is like a in between. So I just wanted you guys to see those. If I have this, right, and I'm working, or any of my guns, all my guns I carry flashlights on them, right? But if I have this and I come in contact with somebody, is this a problem? Absolutely not, right? Why not? I'm going to be better shooting with 2 hands because you saw how some of those are awkward, right? Especially when I'm like this. Now you feel all constricted and way back in here. That's the difficult shooting position. That's a last minute, oh, I got to take a shot, I got to do something, or my light went out on my gun and I don't have that capability, right? So we still have to think about those different ones. Some of those are going to matter too with like this one. It's really hard to do anything. Like I can't do it because I have to utilize, it's the weirdest thing, right? So this one is basically, I'm just going to drive up and I have this, right? Is that similar to the FBI one, right? And I can still do work this way. So get used to those options for your flashlights of what works for you and what's the best benefit for you. All right.